Personally, I cannot believe that the Nintendo Switch came out in 2017. That was 7 years ago. Wait a minute. Let's see. 22, 21, 20, 19, 18. 6 years ago! I was 20 when the Nintendo Switch dropped. Man, when I first came back from Canada and I was hanging out with my friends, recovering lost time, they already had the Nintendo Switch, and we stayed up till like 3, 4 in the morning playing games until I got one of my own. And I loved it. And then in 2021, we got the Nintendo Switch OLED, which I sold my old Switch for money to buy the Nintendo OLED. And this led to the question, if every Nintendo Switch game in the world were to vanish and Nintendo shut down, God forbid, we could only keep 5 games that we would play forever. What 5 games would that be? And for me, I'm gonna answer those questions right now. Stay tuned. The first game for me is a no-brainer. I mean, I do kind of have a love-hate relationship with this game. It does make me very mad because the computer can cheat so often in it, but oftentimes I do find myself being brought back to it, and that is Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist. There's just something about this game that I loved. Probably because ever since I was a kid, I grew up watching Yu-Gi-Oh! As my first anime, and I loved them playing these cards on this computer, and the monsters on the cards would come to life. It was so cool. And with Legacy of the Duelist, we get to go past that, man. I mean, like, we got the first 6 arcs of Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, we got Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, Yu-Gi-Oh! Brains, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. And it is just so much fun to be able to go through each series of Yu-Gi-Oh! And to play through the episodes of each duel. It's awesome also because once you win each duel, you can reverse that. So say like your Strings versus Yugi. Once you beat that, you can reverse it and be Yugi versus Strings, which is awesome. And you can do that same thing through every season of Yu-Gi-Oh! Every episode that you play. You can either choose to use your own deck, which is amazing. I mean, every time you win a duel, you win experience points, which you can use at the card shop to buy cards, to build your deck. You can mix and match cards to find out how they work against each opponent, which is awesome, which I loved. Or you can just use the character from the anime's deck, which ultimately ends up sucking, in my opinion, but yeah, for those of you who know how to use those characters' decks, good for you. Also, if you feel like you do eventually build an overpowered deck, you can just level up the computer so you can duel against a higher level, so it can actually be a challenge, and that one's what makes it funner. It's a game that definitely works your mind that I love. I love the animation for certain cards, which are really cool. And yeah, even though I hate this because the computer definitely cheats at times, it's definitely a game that I go back to whenever I'm bored. Or whenever I watch the anime and want to duel, I go to this game. So, definitely can't live without this one. The second game that I could not live without is Persona 5 Royal. I love the Persona 5 series. I first fell in love with it when Persona 5 sequel, Persona 5 Strikers, came out on Nintendo Switch. Just something about that game drew me into it. To be able to play as this teenager going through Tokyo, going through different islands of Japan was amazing. And then unfortunately, I didn't have a PS4 at the time, so I couldn't play the original Persona 5. But then this came onto Switch as Persona 5 Royal, and I love it. Being able to play as the protagonist, going through Tokyo, visiting different shops, taking on challenges like eating a giant burger, earning money, and then you get to go into this parallel world and fight these demons and just these evil counterparts of the people that you encounter throughout the game. It is so much fun. And like I said before, if you don't want to continue on through the main story, you can just chill at Cafe LeBlanc, or go hang out with Ryuji, or to go see a movie, or date Makoto, or Tagamaki, or Futaba. There's so much you can do. Like, this is the club. If you've never been to Japan, this is probably the closest you're ever gonna get to video game style. I loved it, and I could spend hours playing Persona 5 Royal. Such a fun game. Really cool. Definitely worth the $55 that I spent to get it, because it was amazing. The third game I could not live without would be Sonic Frontiers. This game is amazing. I know if I said Sonic game, you probably are thinking like it's just another running game, and you're right. There are points to it where Sonic does have those running sequences where he collects coins and goes through cyberspace, which is really cool. But it's like, take Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda, and add Sonic, and then you got Sonic Frontiers. The graphics are amazing to it. It's a really fun story. Eggman's not really the villain. You get this new villain named Sage, who's like this AI, and honestly, she is a really badass. She is a really cool character added to this game. I hope if there's more Sonic games like Sonic Superstars, I hope when that comes out, she's gonna be in it, because she's really cool. Anyway, what I love about it is just how you can power up Sonic to fight the robots on these different islands, the different tactics that Sonic can use to fight these robots. Like, on this one island he goes to, he can surf on the tail of a shark, a robot shark, which is really cool. The boss fights are really fun. Also, there's really cool aspects. Like, there's pinball to the game that you need to accomplish to continue in the main storyline, which is really cool. I also like there's an aspect in it that's like Galactica, but Sonic style. That was interesting, but really cool. Also, there's a DLC update that I haven't played yet. It's like Final Horizon, but after this video, I'm gonna go play it, because the trailer for it looks amazing. Anyway, Sonic Frontiers, The Legend of Zelda mixed with Sonic. It's definitely a game to try out. Plus, if you feel tired of exploring islands and running around doing puzzles, you can just take it easy with Big the Cat and fish. Have a fish fry. You can also do that in that game, which is really cool. It's amazing, and I love this game. Definitely a game to unwind with. The fourth game is Mario 3D World Nintendo Switch. I love this game. I love that with Mario 3D World, not only is there really fun levels throughout each game, but the characters that you play with. I mean, the characters that we never got to play with before. Like, yeah, you got Luigi from Luigi's Mansion, but we also got Toad and Peach, which is really cool. I love playing as Peach, because playing as Peach, she's just a character with abilities that you wouldn't expect from her, and she's just badass throughout the game. Super fun. Whenever my sisters come over to visit, we always just end up playing this game because it's really cool. Plus, we got Bowser's Fury, which is really fun. I mean, you also got certain points in each game where there's a giant cat Mario versus giant black Bowser. I mean, who wouldn't love that? It's super fun, and I think it's definitely worth hours of entertainment. Really fun. I recommend it. So, I know that this is gonna sound really cliche, but this is my last game, and that's gotta be Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I know that there's gonna be like hundreds of videos on YouTube about videos like this, games they could not live without, but just Zelda Tears of the Kingdom has just that kind of like puts that spell on you. I mean, it takes Breath of the Wild and expands it 100%. I mean, Link can now visit islands in the sky, which is really cool. I mean, just paragliding hundreds of feet in the air to these islands, and some of them you go to, it's like zero gravity as you hop around. Like you're on the moon going from island to island, or even in shrines act like that too, so it's fun to just goof off as Link around shrines hopping around in zero gravity. Plus, you always get to explore Hyrule Field, which is really fun, finding the occasional Hinox to slice up, or Bokoblin, or whatever. Plus, there's the depths, which is another level that we got beneath Hyrule, which is really fun to explore in the dark. It's amazing. Plus, what I really like about Tears of the Kingdom is that it actually has temples now. Like how Breath of the Wild does have the Divine Beasts, which were puzzle boxes. This one is back to having temples, which I really like. Plus, it's got enemies in the temples, which are awesome. The bosses in each temple are really fun to fight, especially the ice monster, the Wind Temple. That one was cool. The whole thing of the Wind Temple was fun. Getting up to it was a challenge, but it was really fun. I loved Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And the shrines throughout Hyrule and the islands are a lot easier this time. Like, I only had to like look up how to do them, like one or two of them, because they're really easy to figure out this time, which I really like. I also like you can design the paraglider, how you can make it look, you can give it different designs like Sheikah, Choo-Choo, there's Amiibo you can get like the Mirror of Twilight paraglider, all these different designs. Even in the game, doing different quests, you're able to unlock different designs for the paraglider, and just different costumes Link can wear by doing different quests. It's an amazing game. Breath of the Wild would be a close second choice, but I gotta go with Tears of the Kingdom that I would want to play with forever and ever, because it is just that good. Alright, that was my top 5 Nintendo Switch games that I could not live without. I love the Nintendo Switch. I hear talk next year that we're getting the Nintendo Switch 2, whatever that's gonna be called. And I'm really excited for it. Maybe I'll sell the OLED to get that. I don't know yet, though. Anyway, I'm gonna go play the new DLC for Sonic Frontiers, because that looks flippin' amazing. Anyway, guys, if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much. Please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and leave a comment on what 5 games you would want to bring with you if for some reason the world ran out of video games and you could only live with 5 Nintendo Switch games. Anyway, guys, thanks again, and we'll see you next time.